Good afternoon, my crafty friends. How you doing today? All right, so it is Wednesday. Let me see now, August 9th. I hope you're having a great day. I'm coming to you live from the cottage, and I'm just going to wait a couple of minutes to see if anybody pops on and see if I can get this to show up on my iPad so that I can view any comments that come through. And I still got the volume on, so I need to turn that down. There we go. Okay. All right. So what have I got for you today? Okay. I have to read my notes here. Okay. Yeah. So I'm coming to you from the cottage. So my hair's a mess and this is the real me. No, just, yeah, cottage time. Okay. So, let me see now. Yeah, so I think I talked last week that as a demonstrator, we got to view the new catalog. I still don't have one in my hands. We've been at the cottage for a week now, so I'm hoping when I go home, there'll be one in the mailbox for me. But anyway, so it's the fall mini catalog. There is tons of wonderful stuff in there. So I placed an order. I think it's coming on Friday, and we will be home then. And I'm thinking I might actually maybe do something live Saturday or Monday and just kind of open up the box and go through it with you guys. So I don't know. Stay tuned for that. I may or may not do that. We'll see. So yeah, so stay tuned on my Judy's Paper Crafts to see whether or not I decide to do it if I have time. All right. So, and just a reminder, if you earned any of the coupons, the $6 coupons for placing orders in July, to make sure you redeem them, because as of August 31st, they're null and void. So you want to make sure that you get them redeemed this month. Okay. So yeah, so you redeem them when you place an order. Okay. And then it just takes, and you can use as many coupons as you have on one order, and it just takes it off. Okay. And a reminder that the kits are still on sale until August 31st. So they vary between 10 and 30%, off of each kit. Okay. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera down. If you're on, please say hello so I know I'm not talking to myself. All right, hang on a minute. Let me just see what I can do with this. Come on. Okay, that looks not too bad. Move that out of the way. Move that up a little bit. Okay. All right, so we're still playing with, this is week 2 with the, I called it the Cheerful Daisies bundle, but it's actually Fresh as a Daisy Sweet, because I'm also playing a lot with the designer series paper. I'm just going to try and move this up a little bit. See if I can get more in the picture here. Hang on. And I got part of the thing there. Okay, no, we want to go. I know I don't usually do it here, so it's hard for me to figure out what I'm doing. That's good enough. You know what? We'll just wing it. Okay, so the Fresh as a Daisy Suite is on page 110 and 111. I showed you all the paper last week, and this week I'm going to be playing with this paper. I would show it to you in person, but I've used it all. So anyways, it's this one, you get 2 sheets of everything. And this one here is, I just cut pieces out. Okay. So last week, here, I'll show you this. So these are the cards we made last week. Okay. And this was one that was made out of the DSP, designer series paper. And all I did was cut that out of the sheet. Okay. All right, so I've got a couple of easy ones again this week. And again, we're using the designer series paper. And very little stamping. I'm only going to use this one little stamp here that says "You made my day." So if you don't like stamping, this is a perfect card for you. And I will show you what dies I'm going to use as I go through it. Okay. All right, so this is a sheet of the designer series paper I've cut. Okay. And I've got a piece of basic white that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I've already pre-cut everything, so we don't have to, I don't have to waste time doing that. Not that it is a waste of time, but I don't really have the room here, so it's just easier just to kind of have everything pre-made. And I wanted to do 2 cards today, so that's the other reason. Okay, now I can bring this down a little bit, hopefully. That looks good. Okay, so this is a piece of Early Espresso, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So we're going to glue that onto, as it doesn't really matter which way, onto the base card. No, I didn't want to do that yet. Oh, silly me, silly me. Well, you know what? I want to put this on here. So, backwards, I knew I'd forget to do this. Okay, so we're going to take the piece of the DSP, and we're going to adhere that to the Early Espresso piece. And there's going to be a little bit of glue showing there because I was going to glue the whole thing on, and that didn't work. All right, so just like that. And then I have some In Color Jute Trim. So I'm using the, oh, what is this called? Wild Wheat. Okay, so this jute is, normally it's just twine, but this jute is quite thick. Okay, and you can see it's all kind of woolly and rough. So what I want to do is I'm going to wrap it around the card. So I'm just going to take some Stampin Seal and put some here and here. And then I'm just going to stick a piece there. And then I'm just going to wrap it around a couple times. So we'll go around once. And I put it on the other side here too, so it can stick there. Okay, and then we'll go around again. And one more time. And I'll just take my scissors and cut it out there. And then we'll just adhere that to the back. Okay, and I make sure that they look kind of straight, which they don't, so we'll just move them around a little bit. Bring them a little bit closer. You end up with little hairs everywhere from it. There we go. Okay. So now because this is a little bit thicker, let me just cut this piece off here. I don't need that. So because this is a little bit thicker, I don't want to glue it down, so I'm going to use my dimensionals. Hey, Cheryl, I think I saw you were on and I missed it. So hi, thanks for joining me today. Okay. So I was wishing I had my foam strips, but I don't. So we make do with what you got. So I'm just going to stick some dimensionals. And yes, I'm going to use lots. So it's going to stick them all on here. Oh, these ones don't want to come off. Strange. Okay. And I'm just going to put a couple in the middle. And then I have some minis here. I'm just going to cut a whole strip along here. So you can see that's just kind of the edge. I'm not actually cutting the minis. That's a little too long. I'll just peel the backing off. I'll stick it along the bottom here. Like so. And then we'll pull that one off. And all the backing on these guys. So we've had a lot of rain. The last 2 days it's been cool, overcast, rain, but today it's beautiful out there, beautiful and warm. So it's amazing how different the weather can be from Toronto. Because when I watched the news last night, I saw Toronto has sun yesterday. We never had sun at all. And it was cool here. Very cool. wore my jeans all day, just to give you an idea how cool it was. Okay, so there you go. And I'm not going to put a sentiment on it because, quite frankly, I like the way it looks just like this, and I don't know what I would use it for. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. And that is card number 1. Da-da-da. Okay, boy, I'm fast today, eh? Get rid of those hairs. All right, card number 2. I'm using Pretty Peacock and Wild Wheat. And again, this piece has been cut out of that sheet of paper, okay? So I'm starting with a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock. And this one, I'll give it a nice crease. I didn't do that on the other one. And I'm going to adhere this piece to the Wild Wheat. And again, everything is roughly a quarter, each layer is approximately a 1/4 of an inch smaller than the one before it. I'm not doing very well with the ink today, am I? Or the glue. Oh, oh. There we go. Let's see if I can get rid of that little piece of glue there. There we go. Done. All right, and then we're going to adhere this to the base. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and hopefully I'll see them. Actually, this card is not a 1/4 of an inch smaller. This one is actually 3/8 of an inch. I found that 1/8 of an inch wasn't quite enough for me, and a 1/4 of an inch I didn't like. It was just too much. So I compromised and went 3/8 of an inch. So these are all 3/8 of an inch smaller. Hope you understand that. No comments at all, eh? Oh, okay. All right, so then I took, let me see what I did. I cut out all these flowers here, all right? So I cut this one here, and the Wild Wheat, okay? So that's that one. And let me bring the dies in here so you can see. This flower here is this die here, okay? This, and that was in the Pretty Peacock. This one here is this one. Okay. I can get this up. Okay, this little guy here. So that was also in the Pretty Peacock. And this one is this one here. Okay, again in the Pretty Peacock. And I shouldn't have taken that out because now I have to match it up. And then I cut use the leaf, and I cut some in the Wild Wheat. Okay, and I think that was it. Yeah, so these leaves are on, that I cut in the Pretty Peacock. Let me pull this up again. So these leaves have been cut in the Pretty Peacock. Okay, and I just kind of hung it over the edge because all I really wanted was the leaves. I didn't care about the rest. So I just kind of cut the leaves, and I cut this twice, and I cut this 4 times. Okay, so 4 of those. And I think that's it for that. Okay, so put that over there. All right, so get rid of this. Okay, now I don't want these leaves on here because I want the Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to put the Pretty Peacock flowers on top of the Wild Wheat. And I didn't want this color leaves, so that's why I cut them in the Pretty Peacock. You'll see as I go through this. Okay, so I don't want those garbage, or you could save them. All right, so before I decide to glue, I want to just kind of figure out where this is the hardest part, is trying to line up the flowers. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue on. Hopefully just a little bit of glue on each one of these little petals. I'm going to grab my tweezers. So that I can hold it better. This particular card, I think might be a little on the drab side. I think that's actually the way that goes. Yep. Let go, let go. There we go. It's a little on the drab side, but I quite like it anyway. So if you like bright and bold, you might not like this. But if you like kind of subtle, then you'll love it. All right, then we'll put this flower on. So I'll just put a little bit of glue on this one. Ooh, that might be too much. But that's okay. Sometimes I think we should do this on Zoom so that when I go off camera or whatever, you guys can yell at me. Say, you're off camera! Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. So I said this is the hardest part, is trying to figure this out. Maybe there? Nope. All right, bear with me a minute here. Close, real close, but no cigar. So let's see. I don't know, I just can't figure this out today. Not getting it. Just not getting it today. Okay, so over there like that. Nope. Nope. Okay, the little guys are over there, so let's try that. Kind of like that. Close, but no cigar. That looks pretty good. All right, pull that off. And I'll just move it around a little bit. There we go. Da, da, da. See, I knew I could find it if I hung in there long enough. All right, and then I'm just gonna grab these ones with my tweezers and put a little bit of glue on there. And this one's easy to match up, thank goodness. Got one easy one. Like that. Da, da, da. Actually, you know what? Let me bring this one back in because I just realized that I forgot to put the dots on. So I've got, yeah, I know, I'm so organized. 2023, 2025 In Color dots. And I'm just going to put those on. Otherwise, the card doesn't quite look finished. So I'm just going to put one over here just to add a little something to it. And one there. Like I said, I don't have a sentiment or anything. And one there. There. That's much better. What do you think? Just adds a little something to it. I see you can hardly see them, but okay. All right. So back to this. Okay. So now the leaves, I'm going to put the, and so because I've got the Pretty Peacock on top, I wanted to have the Pretty Peacock on top of the leaves, even though when I cut this, it was the wild wheat. I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're just going to put a little bit of glue here, and a little bit of glue here. And these don't match up perfect, but they're good enough. And again, I think I'm going to use my tweezers, and then I don't get it all over me as much. So get rid of that, and that's kind of in my way. So we're just going to line this up as best we can. Might not be perfect, but that's okay. And I'm doing it on the mat because if I get glue on the mat, not a big deal. I can just wipe it off and it won't stick. So perfect. Yeah, we'll just kind of put him on there. Like so. Good enough. Okay. Now we have to do this one. I don't know if I want to put 2 sets of leaves on here or not, but I'm going to do them anyways, and then I can decide. If I don't want to use them, I will save them for another time. Oops. Okay. So we'll line this one up. There we go. Turn this around. And we'll line this one up. Again, good enough. Might not be perfect. All right, let me just get one of these wet ones here. And wipe my glue off. There we go. And I think I'm just going to turn it over. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to pop these up. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I've cut a piece of wild wheat. Wild wheat? Is that what it's called? Wild wheat? I'm kind of drawing a total blank here. And I'm just going to adhere it to the card, but I am going to stamp it first. And I'm going to use, lost my stamp. Here it is. I'm using the You Made My Day, and I'm going to stamp it in the Pretty Peacock. Okay. So just ink that up. Now I'm just going to try and center it. Actually, I want a little more ink on there. There we go. That's better. There we go. And close the ink pad up. That's all the stamping that we're doing today. And I got to pop this up with dimensionals. I think I'm just going to use my minis. So that will be the mini dimensionals. I think I'm just going to use this to try and grab them. This is an old pokey tool because that's all I have. My take a pick tool is at home, so I have to use this up here. Okay, so I'll just put that about here. Actually, that looks kind of good. All right. And then I'm going to stick some dimensionals, and again, I'm going to use the minis because the big ones are just too big. Matter of fact, some of these minis I might even have to cut a little bit. And put one there. Yeah, maybe one there. There. Whoop. Oh, it's just a wrapper. Silly, I just pulled the wrapper off instead of the actual dimensional. And I think I'm just going to take, oh, you know what? I could cut this in half, but I've still got this little piece here. So I think I'm just going to cut a few little pieces here. But I have cut the mini dimensionals in half before, so you can do that. All right, so here's a little piece here. Okay, I feel like I'm talking to myself today, guys. Yeah, we'll put that one there. I have to peel the back off though, make it just stick. Oh, jeez. It's sticking everywhere. Okay, pull the back off. Put that one there. And one more. There we go. Oh, I'd like one there too. Okay, hang on. I think this is one here that flew off. So let me see if I can use that one. It's a mess here today. It's a mess. Where was I going to put that? Now I don't even remember. Put it there. Okay. All right, let's peel all these off now. That one doesn't have any. That one is off. Off. Oh, that one doesn't have one. All right. I think that's it. I think I got them all. And that one you can see, so I want to move that a little bit. I don't want to see them when I stick it down. Okay, so we're just going to put it like that. There we go. And then I'm going to pop the leaves up. So, move over there. One there. And one there. Oh, geez. Keep pulling the backing off instead of the whole dimensional. Okay, I think I'm going to put that one up here. Like that. And then I think I'll put that one down here. So I am going to use both. You don't have to. There we go. Pull the backing off. And put this one. You know what? I think I'm going to break this one apart. Put that one kind of there like that. Maybe like that. And then this one, move him over a little bit like that. There. And there is that one. You see that okay? I keep going up too high. Okay, so it does really blend in well, so it's very subtle. I think it's very pretty, but it's very subtle. So anyways, that is my 2 cards today. Oh, just a minute, I almost forgot the finishing touch here again. So we're going to use the In Color dots again. And I'm just going to put one over here. And one over here, I guess. And one down here, right there. Perfect. Okay, get rid of all this stuff and bring my 2 cards back in so you can see. Okay, and again, these are both made with a designer series paper. So I love this designer series paper. So you should give that a thought. Again, look how easy that was to do. Like, you know, you can do anything with a designer series paper. So, all right, that's it. Very little stamping on this one. And hopefully I will see you guys back here next week where I will have another lovely card made with the Cheerful Daisies. Okay. All right, you guys have a great week. And I will see you back here next Wednesday at 3 o'clock. All right. Oh, yeah. And don't forget, if I decide to do that box opening, keep an eye on my Judy's Paper Crafts this week. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye now.